In a huge mansion, a woman is being imprisoned. A man comes to urge her to be reasonable, but she pushes him aside and runs away to the corridor. The bell rings, alarming everyone. She then hangs herself on the balcony and dies there. In the present-day New York, Evelyn is catering at a party. She is a struggling artist trying to make a living with small work. After the work, her friend Grace gives her a DNA kit, which is used to find the family tree. After using the kit, she finds a distant British cousin named Oliver Alexander. He has messaged her with the intention of meeting her. After talking to her friend, she decided to meet him. They meet at a coffee shop and Oliver is joyous with meeting her. He asks her all about herself. He says her father died when she was little and her mother passed away recently. Oliver consoles her and says he is also an orphan himself. Upon asking how they are related, he reveals that her great-grandmother ran away with a black footman, and that was very scandalous back in that time. That's why they lost contact with their side of the family. He invites her to join their other cousin's wedding in England. After much consideration, she decided to go. She arrives in England and Oliver picks her up. He takes her to an isolated town and into a big mansion. Oliver goes inside to call others. She sees a butler giving instructions to some maids. As she is checking the place out, she suddenly collides with a maid. She apologizes to them, but the butler comes and starts to behave rudely to the maids. She defends them, saying it's her fault. When a man comes and tells the butler to go and apologize to her on his behalf, Oliver comes there and introduces them. The man is Lord of the Manor, Walter DeVille. After some delightful conversation, he took leave to his work. The butler comes and takes her things to lead the way to her room. He advises her that she can check out everywhere except for the library, as it is being renovated. She is astonished to see her room. She even has a personal maid named Mrs. Swift to address all her needs. She says if she needs anything, just ring the bell and she will be there. As Evie is checking the room, she sees a picture of a lady whom we saw earlier in the scene. Upon asking who she is, Mrs. Swift says she is the former lady of the house who has died recently. She consoles her as Mrs. Swift takes leave. She calls her friend and tells her all about her day. She tells her about Walter, and she likes him very much. Suddenly, someone knocks on the door, and it's Walter. He again apologized for earlier, and after some flirtatious conversation, he takes leave. While sleeping, Evie wakes up to a nightmare. She feels someone is in the chair sitting, but after turning on the light, she sees it's just her clothes. She goes out of the room and sees the butler taking a maid to work in the library. Suddenly, Mrs. Swift comes there and asks what she is doing as it's not safe at night. She says she can't sleep. Mrs. Swift asks her to come to her room and she will make her some tea. Before going, she sees a maid entering the library as the butler locks it behind him. The maid starts to clean, but feels something is in the room. Suddenly, she is taken out by a mysterious creature. In the morning, she meets with other members of the Alexander family. They are very happy to meet with her. Even the head of the Alexander family raised a toast on her name. In the kitchen, Butler takes out two maids and asks them to go to the basement and bring out some drinks. As they go and search the place, suddenly, they encounter a mysterious creature. They both are taken out by the creature. Later in the evening, Evie finds a dress which Walter has given her for the party. Wearing the dress, she comes to the party, where she meets with two bridesmaids, Lucy and Victoria. Victoria is a bit condescending and starts to behave a bit rudely to her, while Lucy is very nice and likes her. Walter enters the party and comes straight to Evie. He says the host always dances first and takes her out to dance. After some time, he asks her out to take a walk with him. He takes her into her room. They talk for some time and then they kiss. Victoria watches them from a distance. After the party ends, Evie goes to sleep. She wakes up in the middle of the night and sees something is moving above her bed. Afraid, she goes under the bed, but someone pulls her from there and it's Walter. After she tells him what happened, he says it's probably a nightmare. Mrs. Swift is cleaning her room when Evie tries to help her. She is about to tell her something when Walter comes to the room and she takes leave. She asks him to sleep beside her and talk, as it helps her to sleep. Walter starts to talk, and after some time, she falls asleep. In the morning, she wakes up and finds a note from Walter. Lucy and Victoria enter her room and say today is a spa day and take her out. She and Lucy are polishing their nails. Victoria is throwing some snarky comments towards Lucy and Evie. Evie is about to answer her and cut her finger. Victoria comes out from the pool and starts suck her bleeding hand. Evie is angry, leaves from there. She is about to go to her room when she decides to go into the library. She enters there and finds a file with her name. It has all the information about her. Angry, she starts to pack her bag. Walter comes there and she shows her file saying she is leaving. Walter apologizes and says she does this because people sometimes try to use him because of his wealth. That's why she gathers some small information about herself. But now he knows it was wrong and apologizes to her, saying he now wants to know the real her, not just some bullet points on paper. Evie is impressed by his honesty and they start to make love. After making love, he asks her to marry him. Evie jokingly says yes. He then gets up and says he has given her another dress and will see her at dinner. She comes to the dinner and everyone with masks is sitting there. She goes and sits beside him. Walter then addresses the crowd. He extends a warm welcome to three esteemed families: the Billingtons, the Klopstocks, and the Alexanders. Evie asks where the bride and groom are. Walter then stands up and says their families have served each other for a long time, but it was broken when a member decided to leave them. But now it will again be renewed when he and Evie are wed. Everyone claps as Evie feels uneasy. He calls for drinks, and the butler cuts the throat of one of the maids. They give her blood to Walter, Victoria, and Lucy. Walter is a vampire, and Lucy and Victoria are his two brides. Evie will be the third. It's revealed that the three families give their women to Walter for protection. But when Alexander's family's woman, who is Evie's great-grandmother, killed herself because of the guilt of killing humans, the bond was broken, forcing Alexander's to track down Evie and offer her to Walter. Evie tries to leave, but Walter stops her, saying they will be wed soon. She is imprisoned in the cellar. Lucy and Victoria come and say they will be like sisters. At the wedding, when she drinks Walter's blood, she will gain strength, and after he drinks her blood, he will gain eternal life and be bound by Master. They take out a maid and say they will feast on her at her wedding. They put her into a coffin and left. Mrs. Swift arrives to rescue her and urges her to escape. She explains that her great-grandmother was a remarkable woman who couldn't bear living with the monster, so she took her own life. Mrs. Swift also reveals that the only ways to kill a vampire are with a stake, fire, or beheading. The guards get alarmed. She runs away from the house. She enters the ice house to hide. Butler, with a man, enters the ice house. They had already killed Mrs. Swift and put her body onto the house. Seeing her body, she gasps. Butler becomes aware of her presence, so she ran away from the ice house, locking Butler into the house. She arrives in a town and asks for help from an old woman. The woman opens the door and asks her husband to call the authorities. As they call someone about the situation, Evie sees a picture of them with the Walter family. She tries to run, but the old woman knocks her out. She wakes up in front of Walter. He tells her their family is bound by blood, and regardless of her wish, he will marry her. He advises her to accept her fate, and she will gain many things with this arrangement: unlimited wealth and immortality. Now at the wedding, she walks down the aisle with the eldest member of the Alexander family. She sits beside Walter. He tells her he is glad that she has come to her senses. A man like a priest starts the wedding ceremony. In front of her, a maid is bound. She remembers her great-grandmother as Walter gives her his hand to drink his blood. After drinking his blood, she starts to change and gain strength. She then goes towards the maid and throws the candle, burning the place down. She stabs a knife into Walter's heart. Everyone runs as the brides come to Walter's rescue. Evie, with the maid, runs away from there, but Victoria comes and pushes her. Victoria attacks her as the maid tries to help, but Victoria pushes her aside. She tells her to leave and bring help. They fight, and Victoria grabs her. She says she can't kill Walter as he has many bodies. Lucy comes and attacks Victoria, saying she is done with her. While fighting, they are both pushed into a spear and both die there. Evie stands up but gets attacked by the butler. He pushed her with a spear and hurled insults at her. She breaks the spear and stabs him, killing him. The house is burning down. Evie is leaving when Walter, in her vampire form, attacks her. He grabs her and calls her ungrateful. She cuts her hand and Walter falls to the ground. As he is about to attack her again, she pushes her into the fire, killing him. She starts to change back to a mortal and leaves the mansion as it's being burned down. 2 weeks later, Oliver is hiding somewhere in London. Evie and Grace have located him. They go together to take him out. And that was the recap of The Invitation 2022. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment below. Stay subscribed and be sure to check out our other movie recaps.